Hello everyone, this is attorney Kelly Hunt with today's informational video. I was in front of the probate court today, so I thought going over the basics of what a probate is would be a pretty appropriate video. Remember that these are just meant to be informational, they are not meant to be legal advice. So the question is, what is a probate? A probate is the legal proceeding that gets opened up when somebody passes away. Not only when they pass away, but they had property that we need to determine who it goes to. When a person passes away, they usually either have a will, which we call them testate, or they don't have a will, and we call that intestate. Regardless, we apply to the court to have the court appoint what we call a personal administrator or executor for the estate. And this individual is in charge of the estate, and they essentially step into the shoes of the person who has passed away, and their job is to determine and collect whatever property is part of the estate. And property can be bank accounts, it can be personal property and furniture, it can be cars, it can be houses, it can be any number of things. But it's the personal representative's job to go out there, find it, collect it, and tell the court what all is there. Then what happens is after this period goes on, we go to the court and we say, okay, court, this is everything that this individual has. What should we do with it now? Now, part of what may come out of that are what we call creditors' fees. And when somebody passes away, sometimes they still owe money to companies. This could be credit cards, funeral homes, it could be medical expenses. So as this is all going on, we're also delving into and trying to figure out if there's any other debts that need to be paid. So along with the inventory of property at the end, we also let the court know that these are anyone else out there who's making a claim on the estate. So after we provide all that information to the court, we are able to say, okay, this is what's left after everything is all said and done. After everything is paid, after we've collected everything, who does it go to now? If there's a will, we try to follow the terms of the will as closely as possible so that we can make sure that the person's wishes are followed. If there is no will, we have something called the intestacy statutes, or descent and distribution, and those statutes outline who gets the individual's property if they have not specifically said so by way of a will or something else. And so we outline that to the judge, and then the judge orders that that property goes to those people or entities. Sometimes we're dealing with charities, and that's what happens. So this is a really great oversimplification on the process, but the point is a probate is not a bad thing. It's not necessarily what we call complex, though a lot of times there can be complex issues as to who owns property or who gets property or whether it's a valid will, those types of things. Those do get to be a little bit more complex, and those are ones that I work on, I like to work on, but I also tend to like handling the simpler probates as well. Sometimes people will ask, can I do a probate myself? And the answer is generally yes. Anybody can handle any kind of legal proceeding themselves if they want. But you run into is, should you? Usually if you're filing a probate, you're dealing with the death of a loved one. And you've got a lot of emotions and a lot of other things going on, like estate planning and funerals and working with family. So what I usually tell people is, allow yourself to be that grieving person. Allow yourself to take care of that person's estate and hire me to come in and help you and handle the procedure, handle the day-to-day, handle the court so that you don't have to. And there's a lot to be said about that because sometimes it's hard to make decisions when you're going through these kinds of important and big life changes, and that's when you need our help. So if you're trying to figure out if you need a probate, how to proceed with it, and you want somebody who's compassionate and knowledgeable and willing to work with you through the entire process, give me a call, 918-382-9200.